Hey guys, it's Rast here. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started with today's video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. You guys have been killing it. We're over 270 subscribers as of the making of this video. You guys are absolutely demolishing it. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, let's get into the video. Today, we will be going over 3 more places, and I'm just going to make a series out of this where we just explore some cool and some not so cool buildings inside of Wynncraft. And I have 3 pretty cool ones for you today, ones that I really like. And the first one has to be the Dullahan Castle. This has a few quests tied to it, and it is one of the greatest attempts by Wynncraft to make a more horror-esque themed castle, and it fits right into the landscape. This place fits right in. I mean, just take a look at that grand entrance. There's dead trees everywhere. There's a lot of like hidden little stuff around in some of these rooms, and most of the castle you never really see unless you're kind of sitting out there towards the side. And it's such a well-placed castle with a nice long windy road. It has a crazy cool river next to it and the mountains over here to the side. This place is absolutely stunning, and the builders did an amazing job. Of course, this was updated with the rework of this entire section. It was updated, it looks a lot cooler now. It's still only here for like 2 or 3 quests maximum. It has a lot to do with the Realm of Light storyline, which is really cool. And I'll get him more into Realm of Light in a different episode. That's a whole other terrible bag of worms that we will not get into this episode, trust you me. But the building itself, the build quality is amazing. I mean, take a look at this place. This place looks awesome. Just look at the build quality, and you have really nice structures. You have a tall castle. I love the tall castle up here. It looks absolutely amazing. If you ever want like a classic castle medieval looking build, this is definitely a good choice. Look at what there's an exit up here. Hold a second. An exit to what? What is this? Okay, that has something to do with something. If one of you guys want to let me know, do let me know. That's interesting that there is an exit up there. But regardless, this castle is beautiful. The area surrounding it, if you look at the ponds and the trees, they are well designed and overgrown, and the mobs here are pretty cool as well. I love the use of clay and this the sea monument block here. I forget what that's called. I love that. Again, you have some bright spots with the red flowers, but most of this is just supposed to be a dark theme, a dark take on it. And overall, it is one of the more beautiful places in the Gavel province. It's a very nice build. And yeah, that is how I feel about the Dullahan Castle. And I will say, I really like the tower outside of here as well. I love this little house here, and the castle just looks so imposing when you first take a look at it. It's so high up in the cliffs. It's really cool. And since it's like in a corner of the mountains as well, it definitely adds to that aesthetic. So let's go ahead and move on to the next build. Now, a place that I have a lot of reverence for, and that a lot of people don't really usually talk about when you're talking about a great build, is the Air Temple, the Bantisu Air Temple. This place gives me very Avatar-esque vibes with the like the air nomads. This is like a very similar type of building style. You're up in the mountains, the buildings are very tall, very wacky. There's a ton of like crisscrossing around, and it's kind of out of the way. It's out in the middle of pretty much the worst place in the whole game, and it's super annoying to deal with. But once you get here, there is so much to see. Between the houses, which inside of them have so much cool stuff, to the actual landscape, the mountains and the water features, the grass and the fruits and plants that are planted around, you could get lost in these buildings for an extraordinary amount of time. I mean, look at this. This looks absolutely beautiful. I don't think anyone could say that the air temples are not beautiful. I mean, you just look at the water features, the little ponds and little rivers going through, the bison, the livestock around here. It is absolutely breathtaking. The buildings themselves are absolutely nothing to scoff at, using some of the best building quality that Wynncraft has in quite a few of its features. And the reason I say this is because it is one of the older, more older design things for Wynncraft, and yet it is still holds up very, very well. This air temple hasn't been updated in quite some time. And I love some like these little nooks and crannies that they have where it's like, look, it's a nice little study space with stuff. Or how you have down here a little gazebo in the middle of the garden. And it's so breathtaking. You have all four little rivers coming here. You have a ton of these oak trees, which are kind of hard to find in this area of the world. And then these apple trees, the way that they just are so, I love the red of the apples, right? The way that they just hang down like that looks absolutely amazing. If you ever want to explore and just like walk around and be mesmerized by the entire build quality of a place, this is definitely one of those places. Look at that right there. You have so much 3D architecture build there, right? You have like water coming in and out of the wall. It looks very, very beautiful, very amazing. I definitely recommend this as a place. It's extremely underrated. No one says that it isn't beautiful, but I definitely don't think it gets talked about enough, as much as the big cities do for sure. And especially since it's out in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't get that much recognition. Now, I will say there are flaws. There's no place that isn't without flaw. For example, this place, they have these very flat walls, and even this architecture right here is very flat. And I will not like say that this is very good. I don't like the flatness. It reminds me a lot of the desert in Almouge, and it's not my favorite. But besides that, it does feel awesome. I love these spires that they just casually have sitting around, and it looks amazing. And you can get lost so easily inside of these buildings. There's so much like design inside of the buildings themselves. Although, again, as I said, there's not too much on the outside, but the whole place as a whole definitely stands out as one of the better places in Wynncraft, especially with regard to build quality. If you have any opinions, any extra places you want me to talk about, put them in the comments. I definitely want to check out some more places because, I mean, look at this place. This place looks amazing. And like, it's so much larger than you really expect as well, because keep in mind on the other side there's a ton of stuff as well. And it definitely stands out very, very well. And with that, I think we are going to go ahead and move on to the final one. And this one, I don't think any of you guys have maybe even ever seen this place. Now, as you come out of Deathless here in the Wind Province, there is obviously, as everyone knows, Ternaves, where this little town here where you have the horses, where you can get your first horse in Wynncraft. But what you don't know is that if you come over here to the right, and I mean, obviously some of you might know, there's a lot of Wynncraft players, is this gigantic prison castle looking build. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know so much about it. I simply just came by this place and I was mesmerized by the build quality. I love the look, the way it's encased, the way there's so much inside of it, and you can't get in, which is very strange, but the build is amazing. I wonder if this has lore implications. I want to know what you guys know of this place. What is going on here? Is there a way in? There isn't, as far as I'm aware, but as far as looking around, this place is such a well-crafted castle, just sitting in the side, and this is an older build, and I can't remember exactly what you do on the inside, but it is just a cafeteria. It's just a prison, huh? You have like a cafeteria, you have prison cells and stuff. It's very, very, very cool. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what to say about this place. I definitely think that it's a very cool build. It just sucks that it's around mountains that are so not imposing. These mountains just do not stand out at all. Although I do like how it goes up to being snowy, which cannot be said for Mount Wynn. If you don't know, I do not like Mount Wynn. Not my favorite. It could definitely be better. It could be 10 times better, to be honest. and so it definitely needs a rework. But I definitely like the build quality here. Even though it's very simple, it's very simplistic. It is an older build. I give it credit for it being older. It is still, it feels like so strong, right? You can see the structural integrity of this building right in itself. This build is absolutely insane, and so for that reason, it is one of the better builds in Wynncraft. And if you ever just want to explore, man, come to this side of the map. There are so many hidden things around these parts that nobody ever explores. There's like I never even knew that this was here. I could have sworn that it was just mountains, but then if you come up here, it's like this weird, like it's an old mining cave. It's an old granite cave that will lead you into Rymek, which I never knew about, which is super super cool. I'm like learning all this new stuff as other people are. Like, I'm pretty much brand new if you really think about it. But yeah, that is 3 places that I think are super underrated and not enough looked at in Wynncraft. Or maybe they are. You let me know your opinions. Do you think that they're overrated? People like them too much. This last one, I know the build, I know it seems a little too simple, but you got to think about it. It's many years old, and it still looks really really nice. Anyways, those are my opinions. I mean, dude, just look at it from here. This is a pretty good angle for it. It is strong, bruh. Anyways, I'm gonna let it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. You guys are killing it. I thank you guys so much. It means a lot, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.